Good morning, everybody. Wes back with Auto Mafia Racing. We're here with the Master Tech. Where'd he go? He's hiding behind me. There he is. And today, well, in this video, I should say, got another car we're going to turbo. So, this one's special. It's going to get our budget boost kit. That's what I'm going to call this, all right? This kit is for you guys who don't have a lot of spare cash. You know, you don't want to drop $5,000, $6,000 on a turbo kit, but you really want boost. So my goal is half that. So this car is currently pro charged. We're gonna pull the pro charger off of this car, and then we're gonna install our Mafia budget boost kit. Now this Mafia budget boost kit is gonna be a turbocharger, but it's not gonna be a turbocharger in the normal sense where it sits in the engine bay. We're gonna go low mount under the car and see if we can do it for a whole lot cheaper than our other kit by reducing costs in a couple ways. Number one, reducing cost. We're not gonna make a header, okay? We're gonna use either long tube shorties, whatever you have on the car, and we're gonna use that for the kit. So we don't have to build a header. That's literally like a day and a half, plus a $300 machine to part. Saves basically $1,000. Right off the top of not building our headers, like $1,000. So, in doing so, we can save quite a bit of money, and then we also don't have to build the same hot side. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. I'm gonna show you guys the entire process of what we're doing, and yeah, budget boost kit. So I'm excited. I know I don't seem like excited. It's early in the morning, but it's gonna be fun. We got three cars coming here to do this. This is the first S197, then I believe we have either one or two S550s. I don't remember what the other one is. We might have two S197s and one S550. We'll find out, but either way, should be fun. Whole goal is to be under $3,000, complete turbo kit. So, hope you guys enjoy this. Let's build it. Update, Tommy's got it all getting ripped out already. Pro charger is gone. It's around here somewhere in the box. Getting ready to throw our turbo kit on this thing, so we're just knocking it out right now. Alrighty, checking back in, guys. We basically have the rear mount kit done. Big old 13-foot long aluminum pipe for the charge pipe. Looks good. Got our oiling system in. Turbo's there, oil's on, lines are ran, charge pipes on and getting just one piece up there left, and then obviously we have our wastegate here. Everything's plumbed. We're about ready to do technically the second startup, but really the first with it together. The first one was not legitimate. It was like, oh, let's see what this sounds like. There was like duct tape holding a pipe on and stuff. Good fun, but yeah, this is basically gonna be our rear mount kit. I'm pretty excited for it. We got the machine still cranking away, making header flanges for the other kit. We'll have about 40 of them done here by the end of the week. Made in-house on the CNC machine. Ready to pump out 40 more kits for you guys, 42 technically. We got like 6 waiting right now on their kits. Selling a couple of weeks, pretty been sick. But yeah, I have a feeling these might sell, considering we're gonna sell them for $3,000 shipped. I'm excited. Looks good. Okay. Alrighty, and we are back with our low mount turbo system. Our budget turbo kit. Looks great. Got it on the dyno. Looking good. Oh snap. Looking spicy, gonna be spicy. I got a lot of work to do to tune it, but she is spicy. Sounds awesome, super rowdy. I'm in love. Guess it's time for me to earn my paycheck and get to tuning this thing. So, no help, just me on the dyno, a Mafia tune. We're gonna give it that Mafia magic and we're getting it freaking done. This is why sometimes I hate cars. Random flashing lights. Another 100+ degree day here at Auto Mafia Racing, and we are working on the turbo in the back. So far, it's not bad. I've been slowly dialing that up. I find it very interesting. So obviously we've been playing with a whole bunch of boost, and it is ridiculously bright. Hang on, I gotta. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, and it's 100+ degrees, guys. The heat index said it was like 112 or 108 degrees. It's hot in here. I'm running the car, this is on 93 octane. I'm finding it interesting because basically some turbo kits behave different than others, obviously. The way the piping is routed, the size of the turbo, everything comes into play. Our standard, I'll say, our non-budget kit, because we're gonna refer to this as our budget turbo kit, the rear mount budget turbo kit. So our standard in the engine bay turbo kit is all very tight, everything is very calculated piping sizes. And it spools like nobody's business. Spools up super fast, makes tons of power. Literally will make 500 horsepower at like 4,300 RPM with good fuel and everything, and take it basically all the way out over to 75, still over 500-600 horsepower. So this has a really long way to travel for the air. So it makes the boost pretty quickly, actually. But what I'm finding interesting is that it makes nowhere near the amount of power. So it's taking more boost, and I don't have any timing really in the car yet. We're only on like 10 degrees of timing, and it's only on 93 octane, and it is hot as Satan's nutsack out here. So the car is dumb hot. And I think maybe, you know, some energy is being lost in heat through the exhaust, yada yada, the routing, to make it so it doesn't make as much power as quickly. So we're still running, like I said, 93, but I just about got it to the 400 horsepower mark on this last one, and it's about 400, which honestly, I'm going to say that this kit is 100% capable of 500 horsepower with E85 and turning the boost up enough and running enough timing. I'm going to keep playing with it and keep testing, and I'm probably going to have 30 runs on this car, because it's the first one I've ever done, you know, with a setup like this. So it takes a lot of different playing around with variable cam timing, timing itself, the actual fueling, just different things to bring in the power. But we did make 399 horsepower and basically 399 foot-pounds of torque. Excuse me, 393 foot-pounds of torque. So there you guys see. Started out with the NA basically numbers, but good torque numbers, and came up. And it's really not a bad graph. It reminds me kind of a Pro Charger, except that, you know, just like an NA car, about 5,500, it starts to dip down, but it holds fairly well. You know, this is almost a 400 horsepower car for $3,000. So I'm going to keep playing with it. I am very confident that we can make 450 horsepower. I'm going to try and get to 500 on it. Might be a good bit of boost difference. And that's the weird thing. So like, I know, if I remember correctly, Mark's kit, that's Mark Canchola, he's the one who's right behind us in the record, or with sealed motor record, because he's running like a 1016, I think. Now he's going built motor because he's blown up again. But I believe he was running like 18 PSI on that car. Our turbo kits, we rarely go over 12, 13 PSI, because then they're just making 650 plus. So it's interesting because basically the way you make power, right, stuff in more air, give it more fuel, add timing. So you can either add more boost or add more timing to a certain point. And then at a certain point, basically, more boost just means more heat, which means basically essentially more detonation, more knock. And the car just doesn't make any more power because the heat's overcoming it. I'm thinking this kit's going to be one of those where we end up running a lot more boost to make the numbers,
but it's cooler because it runs all the way from the back of the car to the front and then goes into our intercooler, the same big intercooler we normally use. But the spool time isn't that bad. It's just interesting. I'm very interested in this setup. It is fun. I've obviously done several runs right now, so it's hot. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more tomorrow morning, and we'll go for it again. And then we have to finish our S550 kit, because he's coming to pick it up on Saturday. I believe it's Saturday. I have to talk to him again. But today is Thursday. The kit's basically finished design. On the S550, we just got to make a couple of cuts for the underpipe and the charge pipe, that is, and it'll be Gucci. Tommy right now is wiring up the oiling system. Ran the line for that already. I think he has to run the return line and finish the actual relay wiring in. But anyway, so we might end up running on the rear mount kit something like 17, 18 pounds of boost and keep our low timing and see if that's how we're going to get to like the 400 or 500 horsepower mark. I did in this kit, we did take out a spring out of the wastegate, so it's only got like a 5-pound spring in it. Yeah, it is just interesting, guys. It's funny. I'm stoked with it. I'm very happy it's making power already. Still surprised a little bit because boost is generally boost, but the way it comes in is different. Very smooth though. This car has, I think it's 410 gears. Way too much, but it might work for the setup. Then again, turbo cars, you typically want a long gear so that you can build that boost and kind of ride it out type of deal. So it revs through pretty fast, but I think it's mostly due to the gearing because it's making 400 horsepower essentially. We'll have it to 450, 500 tomorrow. Just turn up the timing, turn up the boost a little more, and we'll see what it gets. But either way, super fun car. It's gonna be a blast. It's obviously experimental. We haven't done this before. I don't know anyone else who's done one on this car, so we're gonna knock it out of the park here. Like I said, 450, 500 horsepower, $2,999 shipped. You guys are welcome. Little more playing around, guys. We got 418, 431. I mean, it's a pretty good looking graph. It's just not that much power. So we're gonna keep turning it up. I'm gonna keep dialing it up. It's holding timing. We got no knock, looks good. So I think we're just gonna kind of keep going up in the boost, maybe add a little bit of timing to it, but it's interesting. It's a weird setup. Never done one of these before. Makes boost just as fast as any other setup. Kind of crazy. Alrighty, guys. So some terrible headphone hair. Just been working on Stefano's car here on the dyno. That is our rear mount budget turbo kit, the $3,000 kit. So far, we just made a pull. We made 453 horsepower and 464 foot-pounds of torque. Show you guys that graph. Done a bunch of pulls, been turning it up. Yeah, there you go. There's that one. So I just turned it up a little more, gave it a little more fuel up top. We're gonna do another run. It's running pretty good. Like I said in the last video, it is kind of interesting. This car just wants a lot more boost to make that power. Just the design of the kit makes it kind of inefficient, but that's where the price comes in. But yeah, it's doing great. Sounds wicked. It's still the best sounding kit I've ever heard. So I'm gonna do another pull. The goal is to touch that 500 number, because that's when the wastegate opens, we come down. But you can see it's a really nice flat curve, so we just need to bump it up 50 more horsepower. So hopefully we'll add a little bit right here, and then I might have to sprinkle in a little timing, and hopefully that does it. We are on 93 octane, we're not using meth. Literally pump gas that's been sitting in a can for I don't know how long, because it's old fuel. We're running like 10 degrees, 12 degrees of timing, just based on it because we're running quite a bit of boost. So I haven't been upping the timing yet. We're still playing with the boost, so we're gonna keep upping the boost a little bit more, see if we can get it to level out at a higher amount of boost, but see if we can get that 400 and 475. I really want to hit 500 on it, but it is a super smooth pull. It boosts fast. It's hitting its boost before 5,000 RPM still, so I'm stoked. Let's do another run. Let you guys listen to it. So I'm super stoked right now. I don't know why I keep coming to the front. The turbo's in the back, but I don't know. I like being at the front of the car. Anyways, a lot of hot runs, multiple runs. I'm just tweaking. We up the boost, up the timing. I really want to put this car on E85 or get his meth hook back up, because 506 horsepower and 487 foot-pounds of torque, pretty good. Now this is a lot of boost. I had to have Tommy watch the boost gauge and video it for me, because it literally goes up to about 18 and then it releases and goes down and hovers about 15-ish, 14, 15-ish, maybe 16. I think it's more 14. 14, 15. But yeah, 500 horsepower, 487 foot-pounds of torque, buff horsepower. Here's the graph. Not bad. You can see the gain from stock, essentially stock, when we ran it the first time with basically no boost. Made like 2 pounds or 4 pounds boost and no timing. That was like 326, but yeah, ended at 506.47. We may put E85 in it depending what he says and put it back on a little bit later, but this thing sounds pretty wicked. It's holding together, builds a lot of boost, builds it fairly quickly. I'm pretty happy with it, in all honesty. So yeah, we're probably gonna pull it off the dyno, put the front bumper back on it, adjust a couple things, see if the customer wants to go E85. We'll dump some E85 in it, and yeah, maybe we can get 550. Turn it up even more and get 600. If we turn it up any more though, we are gonna need to gap the plugs even tighter. I think they're at like 028, and we didn't put new ones in. They're still the old ones from his Pro Charger kit. So anything over like 18 PSI, even on the spike, we were getting blowout, which then just makes everything look terrible, and the car thinks it's knocking and everything else. So those are all terrible runs. So we may pull the spark plugs out or put some fresh NGK 6510s in, gap them down to like 0.026. Then we can run like 20 pounds of boost on the spike, which might end up being like 15, 16 overall. And again, yes, that seems like a lot, but guys, the torque and the horsepower is what kills the motor, not necessarily the boost. And I say necessarily because, yeah, with more combustion pressure, more cylinder pressure with more boost, you are more likely to blow a head gasket. So we have known a lot of cars that run a lot more boost than we do in our kits, but the facts are that our other engine bay turbo kits, we really got to come up with a better way of differentiating the two. But our other kit, it makes like 600 horsepower at like 12 psi. So that's the danger zone. So we don't need more boost, it just makes it. But I think we can make even more. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, then we are back with Stefano's car. It is done. Rolling up the dyno, making 504 horsepower. Basically the same amount of torque. So we're gonna do an underneath video. You can even hear me. We got every kind of machine running right now in the shop. The lift running, the car's on. Freaking loud. So we'll raise it up, show you guys what it's all about. Now, one thing weird, this car, it was ironic. It really just didn't want to make more than 500 horsepower. Now, I think that's something with this car. But as we've said multiple times, this kit we have designed for 450 horsepower. Anything other than that is basically out of the efficiency zone for just the thermal capabilities and everything like that. So, here we go. All right. So as always, whoa, watch that. As always, we got our system here. Intercooler looking good. Pedal side is just like our normal system. And then our charge piping. We got the AC's on. Got our wastegate there. Still go charge pipe back. We have our stock connection pipe. A little whoop. Oil pump. Turbo out. Sounds so awesome. Just another kit that sounds super good. Big fan of it. Nice low note. We're gonna go do some street driving, see how it acts on the street. Almost got dripped on. Yeah, so I'm gonna lower it down now. We'll go do some street driving, but yeah, it looks good. 500 horsepower. And of course our engine bay is shot, as it's an S197. Pretty simple in here, nothing crazy. Got our dual valve cover catch can. Still got our billet oil cap. Pretty simple. Little bit sleeper. So, let's make a rip. Alrighty guys, so in the car, in drive, just a cruising. Drives like normal. It's very quiet actually.
Yeah, it's actually really quiet. It sounds really good too.
Yeah, it's got good noise. See, that's fourth.
Need a gimbal.
And a third. Yeah. There's our second gear noise. This park throttle. We jumped on it.
Alright, it pulls pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it feels pretty solid. Alright.
Yeah, customer should be happy with that for sure.
I think, yeah, that's way faster than this Pro Trucker was.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just barely even on it.
yeah.
Just see from like an easy roll, or from a brake stand.
Almost lost the boat.
Yeah, it rolls pretty good.
Yeah, that'll do it.
We did a little spin.
I'm actually very impressed at how smooth the power delivery is. It's not punchy at all. It's just.
That's because it comes in a little slower, but it's a smooth come in. It just kind of builds the boost, comes in. It's not a kick you in the face type like our other kit comes in, and it comes in so early that it really just rips the tires right off.
Yeah.
This one comes in a little slower. But it's good, man.
Yeah,
hear when that wastegate opens now.
Yeah.
Like way more. Like that wasn't always something you could hear before. Like on the other kits, you couldn't really tell because it's always so loud. But this kit's so quiet. I mean, it's a little like me a rip.
Still got the tires loose for sure.
Yeah, it smokes them. Yeah, I have no doubt it definitely easily would smoke them too. Yeah, easily. Before everybody gets all there, we had permission.
Yeah, we always ask customer first.
Unless it's like a little bit of a squeal. You lose more tread on my dyno than you do just with that little squeal. Yeah, but in third gear rip, so this is a, let's do what we would call, this is what I would do for like a 40 roll. So this is a rep 40, this would be like a 40 roll hit. That works. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. It sounds so good too. It does. I like how it sounds. I'm a fan. This one's done. Headed back to the owner. He's sending a truck to pick it up tomorrow, so there she goes. 500 horsepower, $3,000 kit. We are running to keep it safer on methanol and E85, just to keep it nice and safe so that he can beat the snot out of it. It runs about 13 pounds of boost. It kind of spikes, and then it drills and drops back off to about 10.
Make me drop the phone, man.
It's got high gears.
Oh, what are
very-
they? What are they?
very
355s, 375?
I think they're 373s.
373.
I think it's 373s.
It was pretty manageable for 373s. Nice.
Well, I love you can turn that turbo.
Yeah. A little bit of pop too.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, we're gonna send this one home. So it is done. This is your S197 rear mount low buck turbo kit. We'll see you guys next time for more turbo action.
Now we gotta go get in prep for FL2K.
Yeah, let's go get Typhoon running. Let's do that. Later.
Well guys, it's time to say goodbye. Stefano's car is headed back. This is obviously the one we just did a rip on, the low mount turbo kit. Getting picked back up. We do this all the time guys, so anytime you guys aren't near us, not a problem. We can help arrange shipping or ship it ourselves down here to Florida or wherever we're at, and we can work on your car, and then when we're done, we ship it right back. That way, no matter where you live, you can still get Mafia tuned, Mafia built, everything.